Hello, good morning from me here in the UK. Millie's left a comment. Thank you very much. Trapped in Plastic says, is it an AM disco? Well, I'm not aware of any discos going on around here at this very moment. I suppose you mean the light on the beam up there, but it's not a disco here, unfortunately. It's just me sitting in a chair quietly, waiting for hours. I'm not actually above the convenience store at this moment, but just nearby, and I'm just waiting for a parcel delivery. So, how are you doing there, Millie? Anyway, I hope you're all right. Obviously, it must be late for you, I presume, or yeah, late in the early evening, late evening. I'm not sure. Again, I do want to warn people of the double D uh, factor, which has been something going a bit rampant in the fan community recently. I don't want to say the full name. I'll just leave it at DD because, I'm fully aware of I could get sued, and I don't want, Slovenian special forces crashing in through my flat window or something like that because of the revelation of the double D factor. So just be aware of that. Obviously, it's first and second name D and D, and let me just say it's been quite an ongoing factor within the Twin Peaks community, as far as I'm concerned. Anyway, not that I'm personally not really involved with the Twin Peaks community to any great extent, as far as I'm aware, but at the same time, I don't entirely sort of shy away from it, or avoid it in any sense. It's just that I've had comments where people have said even, oh, well, why can't the group exclusively be Americans, since Twin Peaks is filmed or was filmed in America largely. I think there are a few scenes filmed in the East End of London with Freddie Sykes, but not many people talk about those really. They're not prevalent, and I would say that Freddie Sykes was easily one of the most important characters in The Return, and yet a lot of people don't really see that how I do anyway. Obviously, I am right, but many people just don't have my level of insight and ability to analyze Twin Peaks as a whole. So, yeah, I mean, if you're out there in the Twin Peaks community and you come across anything which looks familiar in terms of the double D factor that I've been, mentioning to you, then just all I would say is be wary, be very, very wary, and the threads of this story, which I could go into it I could go into discussing kind of just the ins and outs of it all. But all I will say is, for instance, with the double D factor, the messages that I was sort of sending or receiving and responding to, etc., they were not only going to this double D factor, but they were then being sent onwards to Cameron and who knows, who else. I mean, if you send a message to somebody online anywhere, whether it's Facebook, an email or something, it can go literally anywhere. And I've been caught out sending kind of erotic photography, and it kind of you could end up with just basically the entire Twin Peaks community enjoying it, when I intended for that to be more of a one-on-one, thing. No, I'm not trying to be like a pin-up model. And many people online in the Twin Peaks community now see me as that, as an actual erotic nude model, whose only aim really is to get underneath those falls in Snoqualmie and basically get my clothes off and get some shampoo on my body or on what hair I've got, get lathered up, maybe with some matey bath stuff, bath gel. I mean, you can use bath gel even if you're having a shower, believe it or not. I actually discovered this just the other day. And top tip, just put a small amount on your hand, lather it up under your arms and in your crotch, etc. areas, and on your head even, but don't put it on your crotch, then move swiftly to the head. That's something I've learned not to do. Make sure before, if you've got one of these shower fitments that you can take off and basically give yourself a bidet with it by fixing it, you turn the thing around the nozzle and put it on the fast shower and then put it up into your anus, then you really are getting yourself clean there. It's something that Voltaire, who's not been on for a while, but I have been in touch with him. Everything's all right with him as far as I know, and that is truthful. I think he's a truthful person. So I think the reason he's having a break is probably understandable, just to swiftly go into that. We've been doing videos related really to the release of The Return back in 2017. And then, it pretty much went into 2018. We could still carry on talking about it quite fine, as well as other things that were around then. But, you go to beyond, say, 2021, it starts to get a bit difficult to know what people are talking about, so obviously we go off into all different territories. And so, I think Voltaire will hopefully return in some capacity, particularly once there is a new drama called Retreat, or it was called that. It's actually called A Murder at the End of the World, on FX. I don't know what that channel is, other than it shows on Disney here, and it's a Brit Marling, Zach. I can't say his surname very well at this moment. The same guy who worked with her on the OA. So I'm looking forward to watching that. It's only 7 episodes, I believe. Joan Chen is in it. I presume not in like a leading main role, but I'll take what I can get, and it looks interesting. I think it might be a bit like the OA, but maybe a little bit more story focused, perhaps. If it's only 7 episodes, I do like the OA certainly, but I think one issue I had with it is it's, especially on rewatch, is it's very dreamlike and sort of really not tied to any sort of particularly intense story or sort of rationale. It kind of goes all over the place. So some people could I'm very sure, dismiss it, and it has been dismissed a bit as kind of sixth form, high school creative writing class type thing, with, oh, we'll just have a whole bit where this character talks about all the trees talking to each other, or the roots under the ground all talking to each other. And you start thinking, what on earth has this got to do with anything really in this drama? Has this just been put in there to pad it out, like you might do in a comparable situation when you're writing a story when you're 16 or 18 or 21? I mean, it depends really. It's a matter of taste, probably. But I do think there's something to be said for having a good, concise, and sort of probably more elaborate as well, not just, but in 7 episodes, you've got to really focus. So I hope this one has something of a focus on a strong storyline, with it being not dissimilar to something like Knives Out, that kind of murder mystery. I presume it will have some aspect of comedy even in it, but we'll see. This is a little cryptic. I have missed Voltaire and Coffee Time. Yes. Yeah, I've missed him being on the videos. I think it's just a question of him being sort of ready to come back on them and talk to me, because I don't think I'm always necessarily, I don't know, maybe I could seem like I'm not really on the same page as him or something like that, but probably that contrast is a good thing. So it's not like I've done something which has caused him to be absent. It's nothing like that. So I can't really speak for other people who may have been involved, etc., because that's not really my expertise area or business. Because sometimes it gets to the point, though, where you might just get some people who are interested in being on videos, but it's all a question of kind of what do you want to talk about specifically. Otherwise, it can become a little bit of a, just people want to appear for the sake of trying something new. So, or I don't know, just the social aspect of it, perhaps, maybe, which, it's fine. But at the end of the day, for me, I do want it to be more of a discussion of certain things. And some people have advised me, you should make it more clearly set up and have timestamps, etc., so people can see certain points of the video. And it's definitely true. I mean, in this day and age as well, like, you could do a 1-minute video, as Cameron has done recently, and that can end up being very popular. So it's nothing to do necessarily with making a 4-hour video, and expecting a lot of people to have watched it. And I don't think either, even though Ben Mandela Man was advising me to not change the name of the channel or anything like that, I don't really think the specific name of it is going to mean loads more viewers. It's more to do with the content you put out. But naming it Twin Peaks Coffee Time probably does its best in terms of signaling the kind of topics that it's going to be discussing. Well, you know, obviously, in terms of what you're writing, Millie, I think that the looseness aspect of it is just part of the part and parcel of the just the nature of how me and Voltaire, for instance, relate to each other. So I'm pretty confident he'll return in the near future. But at the same time, I don't want to just sort of force him to do a video if he doesn't feel like it. So yeah, I'll leave it at that for now. As you know, I'm still waiting here for a parcel, and that's part and parcel of what this video is about, really. Because if I don't get what's in this parcel, I won't really be able to do videos in the first place, unless it's on the phone like this or on a Chromebook I was using. But the Chromebook, it doesn't really work that well. Well, I think if you write to him at all personally, you know, that's might be beneficial in terms of encouragement for Voltaire. Yeah, I'm waiting for a new. It's not actually new, but reconditioned laptop that's got quite a lot of memory and things because I need to store things on it. You know, especially when I'm making little short videos and things like this. But we'll see. Hopefully, it won't break in the first month or something. So yeah, thank you everyone for tuning in, and thank you for your comments, Millie. There, really appreciate those. I will be seeing you very soon. Bye for now. Thanks again.